Ta-da! It's us.
What? You didn't tell me.
Yeah, we're recording. Sneak attack.
Starting. I'm so pissed.
No, it's funny. It's funny what I do.
Oh my God.
I'm funny and you love me. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Stay F Homekins.
Hi, welcome to Stay Homekins.
My name is Paul F. Tompkins.
My name is Janie Haddad Tompkins.
I'm a comedian.
He's a comedian.
She's an actor.
I'm an actress.
We are a married couple living
in Los Angeles. And we have recording equipment.
That's right. And this is our
after dinner podcast.
We literally just had dinner. Not only dinner, dessert.
I had dessert. I'm having my weekend water.
Janie bought us
treats.
A couple treats.
I was out in the world today, guys. I was out in the world.
What the fuck episode is this?
I don't know. It's season 3.
Well, that much
it's season 3 and something. We're only doing once a month and it's March.
This is season 3, episode 3. Well, there you go. If I thought about it a little more, I bet I could have gotten there.
Maybe, but whatever.
Whatever indeed, honey. That's the spirit.
How's everyone doing?
Yeah. How's everyone? Let's give them a second to answer.
Me too. Exhausted.
Season 3, episode 3 is being recorded right now.
Threesies.
As this.
It's the threesies.
Is being typed and send.
I want things to balance out again. I want good to prevail. I want kindness to prevail.
That sounds good.
Common sense to fucking prevail.
Yeah, agreed.
Critical thinking, nuance to prevail.
It sounded like you said crinkle thinking, and I was like, yes, I agree.
Well, the brain is crinkled.
The brain is crinkled. Why don't we like crinkle cut fries more?
I like crinkle cut fries. Okay,
I like them too.
I love every goddamn fry there is.
But how come
except for sweet potato?
Why are they not the number one fry? If our brains are crinkled, wouldn't our brains see them and say, "I want more of that for survival"?
Like a representation thing.
Can't be if you can't see it.
You see what I mean?
I see what you mean. I was thinking more like the brain wants to get bigger, and so it wants more crinkles.
Sure.
Maybe when it sees a concertina.
I don't know what that is.
That is like one of those little accordions.
Oh, one of those things. But
it's like a two-hander, and you squeeze it back and forth. It's not like a big accordion.
Right.
It's hard to describe. It's a smaller,
I know what it is.
Yeah, it's a circular thing.
I thought it was like hexagonal.
Are you mad at me?
I'm having...
Your arms are crossed. You're adamant you know what a concertina is. And I think they are hexagonal.
What was happening was...
Let's go behind the conversation.
Okay. What was happening was I was having like kind of like a blank stare.
Right.
Because I'm fried.
Yes. Felt like a long week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, should I just talk about what crazy weird thing happened? Some showbiz
It's time for Janie's Showbiz Corner.
I mean, I guess. It might be boring, though.
Don't talk over the theme song. Hooray for Hollywood. Janie's Hollywood.
Well, I don't know. It might be boring. Can you make it exciting?
I tell you what, if it's boring, I'll cut it off. I'll kill your mic.
Wait, I have an idea. Instead of that, if it's boring, you jazz it up.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
That's what I want.
You got it.
To happen.
You got it.
I don't know how to make this palatable.
It's fine. What are you going to start with?
Well, first of all, like we're having like in-person auditions for commercials again.
Yes, nature is healing, etc.
I guess. Nature is healing, and yet we're polluting the environment by, and like, you know, inflation, gas. I drive electric, but whatever.
Yeah, I know.
Other people have to do it.
I know.
That fill up gas, whatever.
Yeah.
So, okay. So I was like, ugh, this is in-person auditions. And then I got this audition for a cell phone. I'll just say it was like for a cell phone, like service. And I wasn't even thinking like half the time I don't really care because like they happen all the time. They happen fast and it's so random.
Yes.
You can't get invested, right? So I go and I'm like, whatever. And then they're like, Sunday night I'm at Paul's Varietopia show, which is so awesome that she can talk about more.
We'll get into it later. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I get this email. I'm at the bar. I'm out in the world. Like, this is like a new day. This is like a post-pandemic.
You got a new attitude.
And they're like, oh, you have a callback tomorrow. And I was like, what? Okay, fine. Cool.
That's what you want to hear.
So I was like, okay, whatever. So I get a callback on Monday. Go drive all the way across town. It goes fine. Whatever. I'm driving all the way back in rush hour.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know, like 40 minutes later, I get this phone call.
How
almost
close
home.
are you to home?
I was pretty close to home. Like I was like
close.
maybe 1 or 2 minutes away from home.
Yeah.
And like I've driven all the way across, and the sun is in I'm driving away from the sun, but it's like in my side mirror, whatever. I'm just like tired at this point.
There are certain hours. Like when someone
you're driving
says like,
west
hey, hey, meet me here at like 6 o'clock. And then
it's brutal.
It is.
It's like driving on the face of the sun.
I don't know why there aren't accidents all the time.
There are. I know there are.
From that specifically?
There's got to be.
You would think, right?
Yeah.
We made it every time, though.
Because I wear my like very dark sunglasses.
But it really is like you are driving into
like,
a bright light.
Really dark. So anyway,
you're going to heaven.
So then they call and they're like, okay, can you come back? We're sorry. Can you come back? And do some chemistry reads. They're trying to cast a family.
Yes, chemistry read, if you've not heard that term, is where they put people together to see if they have any chemistry, see how they act together, and if it's fun.
And I'm like, okay. I mean, like, honestly, I have to be honest. I got nothing going on in my life right now. Like, literally, like, I can't even get arrested. Like, I'm trying to get a lit rep. Like, people are laughing at my cold emails to them, like, literally laughing at. Well, I have to tell you about that. I didn't even tell you about that this week.
Somebody actually laughed?
In my opinion, it felt like a laugh.
Okay.
It wasn't like a laugh. It was okay. I'll tell you that. Okay. So then I'm actually gonna reveal a secret when I tell you about that, because
a secret from me?
No, a secret of like how to get someone to read your email. Because I'd been sending some query emails, and this is the first time someone responded, and I used a new subject line, and it got a response, and I credit my subject. I'm going to tell everyone in a minute what it is, what my subject line was. Okay.
That's right, folks. You don't want to stop listening because a subject line will be revealed.
I have like it's kind of time sensitive, but it worked. Okay. So I was like, okay, I got nothing going on. Like, I literally had nothing. Oh, and then when the casting office called and said, can you come back? Can you come back? We're sorry. This is crazy. Like, they don't know what.
We just met you. But call us maybe.
And I was like, okay. And she goes, it might take a while because things aren't going well. And
now that's rare, because usually it just takes a while and they never prepare you for that.
Well, they were not having a fun day. I could tell, like, and I said, okay, in that case, I might grab a sandwich. And she was like, fair enough. So I ran into I was in front of the store. So I pulled in, I ran into the store, and then I grabbed It wasn't a sandwich, y'all. It was a slice of pizza. Okay, so whatever. So I'm like, it was easier.
Was that the secret?
No, it was easier to eat the slice of pizza in the car.
I don't think you have to justify the pizza. People like it.
I was hungry. My blood sugar was dipping.
I was wondering why you were taking us into the store. I don't think people need to hear this detail.
Get back.
I go up to my car. I see the handle. I lift the handle.
I go back. I read with like 4 potential of my teenage daughters. Okay. And they were all adorable in my personal opinion, whatever. So I go back. So I find out like the next day that I book it. Not only did I was like, okay, cool, cool, whatever. It's like, then I find out it's 4 different commercials. Like, it's not just one, it's like a series of 4. And I'm like, now I'm like counting my money. Like, now I'm literally like, oh my gosh, like if these run, this is decent. Like, I'm going to go see my mom next month. And I'm like, I can take her to this. I was like, going to like take her to this dinner at this like place downtown.
Take her to an Eyes Wide Shut party.
I was like going to take, because she said she wanted to try this place, Nico's downtown, because there's like a Nico's downtown. And I was like, I'm going to take my mom to Nico. Like, I had all these plans.
Is
like,
Nico's that place
we ate in Mount Pleasant. It's in the old Pizza Hut. Okay, so anyway. So I'm like, okay, this is
that fun server named Madison.
There were like 2 Madisons that worked there.
Right. And she was like the funny one. And the other one was regular
Madison and well, okay, so anyway, we were like,
shout out to Madison, the funny one, and regular Madison.
And then
too.
But the oyster shuckstress there is like, her name is like something Macbeth.
Oh yeah, that's right.
What's her name?
I forget her first name, but her last name
something
is
cool, like something Macbeth.
The Tragedy of?
No.
Oh, nice to meet you. I'm the Shuckstress, the Tragedy of Macbeth.
The Shuckstress there is, anyway, whatever. We were having so much fun with everyone's names when we were there.
Great time.
So I'm like, oh my gosh, Paul, I booked 4, giant corporation cell phone company ads, and then I was supposed to Zoom with my family. I'm like, God, y'all, I can't Zoom on such and such a day because I just booked 4, like I'm telling people.
Yeah, I went out and bought a car. That turned out to be a mistake.
So yeah, I guess now we're like telegraphing where this is going. Well, okay. So I was like, okay, this is great. I'm gonna book out with my other agents, blah blah blah. So like the wardrobe people reach out and they're like, what are your sizes? Da, da, da. I'm like, that one's like, can't wait to work with you guys. Here are my sizes. And then then I didn't hear anything about the fitting and I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on. And then I'm like, oh, it's tomorrow. Then my agent reaches out and then she goes, they need to know if you're comfortable working with a dog.
Now, how could this get any better?
And I'm like, yes, I'm comfortable, not allergic.
We were talking about what kind of dog
I was like,
be?
maybe it'll be like an English bulldog. And then I was like, or, what if it's a Great Dane? I don't know. Like, I'm like casting the dog.
Are English bulldogs your favorite?
Mm-hmm.
All time, right?
Yeah.
Dog breed?
They look like old men.
I know. They're funny.
They're like wrinkly and cute.
Really yeah.
And they kind of like, I don't know, they can't move very well. Like they kind of waddle,
Mm-hmm. They love to skateboard, apparently.
To Fleetwood Mac while drinking the cranberry.
That was a man.
I know. I'm saying they should do a viral video where he's singing.
Must have, right?
Singing, he's drinking the cranberry juice
must
and
have
then
put a video of a bulldog on a skateboard to that music.
They got that guy a truck. That guy.
I know.
That was cool.
Who did? Fleetwood Mac?
Well,
it was the cranberry people.
It was the cranberry people. It was like a truck full because he was skateboarding to work or something. Yeah. That was his commute. Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So then on Thursday, I'm like running errands. And I didn't look at my phone for 20 minutes. And then I looked at my phone. I got an email. And It was like, oh, bad news, see blue. And it was like, we have to cancel Janie's booking because someone in the cell phone company, like client, that's how they refer to them. This, is against her or something. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like in my mind, I was like, what? Like, what? Like, first of all, like, how does it even get this far? Like, it's the cell phone people's thing.
Yeah.
So like not like I've literally said I can work with dogs and I've like made reservations at a fancy restaurant for my mom. Okay, whatever. So I'm like, what? So I'm like literally kind of filled with rage. Like I literally filled with total rage when I saw this because I was like, who did this? What's his name? I assumed it was a man. Like I just assumed it was like
I think that's
a
a
man.
very safe bet. Yeah.
And then I was like, did he like, I had like a narcissistic moment because I was like, did he look up my socials and see that I'm like, you know, I'm mad about the trans kid, like the anti-trans bills or I don't know what he thought in my mind.
And we were going over all kinds of different scenarios because advertising is a weird world and commercials are very weird and the people, there's a lot of different parties that are involved in it.
Yeah. A lot of cooks in the kitchen. Yeah. So I'm like, and now I'm like, then I started spiraling like, oh my God, like, do I need to lock down my socials? Like, is this going to impact me? Like, is this guy like an insurrection? like invented so much. Like I have like gone and in the span of like 10 minutes. And I'm like, I write my agent back. I'm like, I need to know more. Like, is this something I need to address, like on my end? To make the longest story short, it was nothing.
You actually just made it longer by saying that twice.
You didn't know what I could have said.
It's very honey, you fucking got me. You got me.
But to make the longest story short again. To make the longest story short. So like it had nothing to do with anything other than like, I guess like these fucking people are like super capricious and like they can decide on like this wasn't an unusual, like this is the first time something that has happened to me or I've heard of this, like where you're fully like being like booked and clearing your schedule and ready to go. And then they unbook you. Now, like normally what happens is they might like tell you to hold the days and stay available. And then they'll be like, oh, we've released you, but they're not like, they haven't booked you. Yeah. Like literally I got a job and then a day and a half later, it was gone. They changed
what the job was.
The job, like, apparently is they're like recasting the whole thing and changing all the locations. I don't know.
It was like a complete overhaul of the thing.
Yeah. And it made me, but then I got angry about that. Like, then I was like, it was less that it impacted me. Then I was like angry that like there's this capriciousness behind it that they can just like make people scramble like and do their bidding because they can, because they've hired, this is like, there's no like calculus of the human costs, that people designed that, did the locations, whatever. And so then I got like rage,
their job. Like
and I'm still like assuming it's a man, and it's International Women's Day, whatever. Like maybe I'm being a little whatever, like, what is it when you're misogynistic, but you're not, but you're a woman?
Oh, misandry. Maybe
I'm being a little like that. I just feel like a woman might like not have done it up to the end like that.
I think that
what's wrong with me?
I agree with you. Although, these are people that they're like, they work for a big corporation. So who knows how much humanity
I don't know.
They would have anyway.
I mean, I really did want to know the person's name and address just for my own, just to file it away.
I know.
In case.
But
I could ruin this person one day. I want to ruin the person. I do want to ruin the person.
No, honey, no.
Okay, you're right. I got over it in a day. Whatever.
Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to the dark side.
I didn't fear anything. I went straight to anger. I did not fear anything.
You feared that reservation at that fancy restaurant.
I went straight to anger of like, who the fuck ruined my life?
Yeah.
Like I was like living so well like a day ago in my mind. And then like it was like taken away, which fine. This happens. Like I get it. I just didn't know that this version of that could happen. Because normally it's like after you get there, someone's upset with your performance or whatever. They, you know, like it's a little more logical.
There's very few jobs in the world, I think, where you can get the job and then they just take the job away. Like most jobs are not that.
Right.
But especially if you're like a freelance person like we are, it's like,
you know what bothered me too is like I heard that they're recasting like the whole family that they cast, like I'm saying quote unquote family, like that. But like the young women that I read with, like some of them were under 18. Like they were like, oh, I'm 15, da da da. And now they're being like someone who ever got that job and was going to do 4 giant corporation commercials, make like, 5 figures, like now they're not. And that made me like rageful too. Cause I was like, these young people, I know this is what they sign up for. I get it. Fine.
They're all so young.
They're young. I don't like it.
Fuck them.
They fucked a young person's day over. You know what I'm saying?
Do you remember when I got cast as the lead in that pilot and then they didn't make it because Thanksgiving happened?
Wait, what?
I feel like we were together. This was like early in our relationship maybe. And I was cast in this NBC pilot. And it was a funny show. Like I really, it was a sitcom.
The one that was sort of like a Modern Family.
No, not that one. No, this one didn't. There was no pilot. Like a pilot was ordered. We had a table read. There was a big casting problem where they were trying to find the female lead opposite me.
Yeah,
it was based on the guy who wrote it. He had a best friend who was a woman.
I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about who made it, and I know the best friend.
Yes,
her best friend is also an actress, and she does stand up and stuff.
Yes, yeah. And so it was. I'm trying to remember hi Cuckoo. Hi. I'm trying to remember the series of events. I think it was not that somebody was cast and then they fired her and they recast, because that happened on another pilot that I did. This was, I think they didn't like any of the people that were coming in. And it was really a shame because I remember there was one person in particular who was terrific and we had good chemistry and they just didn't even go for her at all. And because she wasn't
understand it.
She wasn't like conventionally hot enough or whatever. Yeah. Ridiculous. By the way, she was an attractive woman. You know what I mean? Like,
no, I know exactly what you mean.
If you saw her walking down the street, you would say, "Look at that uggo." You know what I mean?
No, but that's how that's how some of these decisions in Hollywood are driven.
Yeah.
And I mean, which is luckily not in the commercial world as much. They're just there's just like 1,000 cooks in the kitchen.
I remember once hearing a story about a network executive who said out loud, "Looks over talent." they were casting this show.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, actually said it.
Please tell me it's someone who's been Me Too'd.
No, it is not. I'm so sorry. So they finally cast this person.
Okay. Do you remember the network?
It was NBC.
This one was NBC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We did a table read. Went really well. I got big laughs. I was like, okay, I'm good at this. I can do this, And then like a Thanksgiving break was coming up. And of course in showbiz, the breaks are like whatever,
like 10 years.
Whatever holiday it is the entire month.
Yeah.
And so then they decided not to do it.
That's disgusting.
I think what happened was, I think that the actress that they eventually hired, she got another offer or something in the meantime, and she took it. And then they were like, let's not bother them.
Oh, we can't find anyone. What?
We don't want to look again. It's over. And so they just didn't do it.
I've heard like some crazy stories about like things that fell apart. Things that were like far along, like where they're like everyone's there to show up to work that day, and then like it falls apart, like they're there that day.
Those are rare.
And that's
like
nuts.
Where it gets to that point where there's like cameras and shit.
Yes.
And then it's like, guess what? This is not
No,
happening.
Carla told me a story. I don't remember the story, and it's not my story to tell anyway.
This is Carla from Cheers, who's a friend of ours. The character, not the actress.
But I wish she were here to tell it, because I was like, what? That's the most insane thing I've ever heard in my life.
Like she told us the story at the same time.
She told me when we were having coffee on the...
Well, she told me we were having tea.
Well, that's fine. You can hear the story.
Spilled the tea.
Okay, so do you want to hear what? Oh, so I'm like trying to find lit rep.
That's right. Look, we've teased this email subject line, and now your patience has paid off.
What I will say this. I ran because I tested the email subject line.
You tested it.
Well, I mean, I ran it. I tested it in the real world. Like I used it.
Like you made a burner account and emailed someone.
No. No, I actually used it, and then I got a disappointing response back. Can I tell you you?
Of course.
And also, by the way, if someone out there is...
Tell me about any emails.
Someone out there is like artful.
Like a Dodger, let's say. Any young Cockney pickpockets out there?
I would love to learn more about the art of the cold query, because I wasn't going to do cold queries because also like my agent's been reaching out for me but like I'm not making her reach out to every person, because there's some people where I'm like, I want to see if I can like use this connection or whatever this thing in my email to see if I can start a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But like, I don't know if you follow screenwriting Twitter. If you don't.
If you don't already, no need to start.
It's a nightmare, but like, they're like every single day, there's like people are like, I had like a Excel spreadsheet of all my cold queries, and like I sent out 30 and I got 2 script requests, and then I signed with the manager this month or whatever.
Let me tell you, there is nobody that likes giving advice than
screenwriting Twitter. Wait, do you follow screenwriting Twitter?
No, but that's all it ever is.
How do you know about it then?
Because
if you don't
a lot of things.
No, but if you don't follow screenwriting,
because I follow some writers who talk about
Catherine wants me off of screen. Catherine was like, you need to stop following screenwriting Twitter.
You probably do.
I'm like, yes and no. Like, I'm not ready yet in a weird way, because there have been I've learned some interesting things.
Sure.
You know?
Dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm. So I was like, I don't know. I didn't want to like do cold reach. I'm actually like trying to have coffees with actual people I know, or like whatever. Yeah. And that's been working out.
Yeah.
I've got that all set up, and had great conversations with people about, you know, like thoughts, strategies, notable names I should pursue, you know, whatever. And that's like,
potables.
That's like having like a fun like ladder effect. I don't know if people do this when they network, but like, where you reach out to one person and they're like, you should reach out to so-and-so. Then you reach out to that person. And then it like kind of like, wait a minute, that person knows this person. I don't know. Like it's kind of this fun thing. But so I've done a couple cold queries, just also because my therapist said it was good practice for me. So I sent a couple. I mean, like literally not like hardly any. I've sent maybe 3 total.
Right.
So that's like not many. So when you're...
honey, I can't argue.
It's really not that many.
Yeah.
And so, but anyway, so I was like, I sent 2 and I didn't get any response. And basically when you like reach out for screenwriting help, you can't send your material because you're like not allowed to send unsolicited material. Right. Yeah. So when you're reaching out, what you're asking is, are you reading any material? Like, are you reading anyone? Or, you know, just curious if you're reading anyone right now. Yeah. Here's me. I'm this. I'm this wacky doodle.
I'm anyone. Yeah.
I'm a wacky doodle. Go to do.
Was this the subject line?
No.
Because that would have grabbed my attention.
No.
I'm a wacky doodle
Wait a minute.
I would have said, I got to check this email out.
Wait a minute. I like that one. What did it say again? I'm a wacky doodle.
I'm a wacky doodle doodle doo.
I'm a wacky doodle doodle doo. Now, let me ask you a question. If I did this subject line,
I would open that email.
Actually, wait, should I try it? Should I try it this week?
Last resort.
No, I think I should run it through the washing machine.
I beg your pardon?
Yeah, like you run it through the washing machine.
Are you saying run it up the flagpole? Run it through the washing machine.
Okay, flagpole. Flagpole. Yeah, it's a flagpole. Flagpole.
Put that in the garbage disposal. See how it goes.
Stick it in the electric socket and see if it lights up. I'm a wacky doodle doodle doo. Okay. I'm a wacky doodle doodle doo.
Now we're back on track.
To whom it may concern. I'm a wacky doodle doodle doo. Hello, sir.
As previously stated,
kind sir. Per this. Okay, so I did like a couple where I was like, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, it would be funny because my name is 5 letters. The exact 5.
It could go in Wordle.
That's my point.
No, honey. Okay. Tell me what you did.
Don't do a no, honey, on this.
I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that.
I
meant it like, oh, no, I guessed it.
You guessed it.
Yeah.
Oh, you guessed it.
Okay, so what did you do?
Subject line, 4 green squares. So, sorry, wrong. Subject line, 5 green squares. I just did 5 green squares. Period.
Oh, like the emoji? Or the words 5 green squares?
No.
You did the emoji.
I did
the green square
5
emoji.
Green square emojis.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Yeah. And?
Someone opened it.
And?
The response was to my email that said, I'm curious. Hey, I noticed your... congratulations on your promotion. I love that you're specifically looking for this kind of voice. Mm-hmm. Wondering if you're reading anyone. Blah, 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 blah. And the response was, hi, Janie, best of luck to you. We're not allowed to accept unsolicited material. Right. And I was like, bitch, there was no fucking material in this email. You think I don't know that?
In your email, did you reference the subject line?
No.
Honey.
Was that my fatal mistake?
I don't know if that was... who knows? These people probably...
Wait, I have an idea.
Yeah.
This week, I'm going to send one that says, I'm a wacky doodle doodle doo, and then see what happens.
Okay.
Who do I send it to? The head of something?
Yes, the head of every agency.
Head of William Morris.
Yeah, William Morris, UTA, CAA.
Dear William Morris.
Hi, William. To William Morris. I'm a wacky doodle doodle doo. Hi, William.
Hi, William. You may have noticed the mirth in my subject. My mirthful subject line. Well, let me give you a little taste more of who I am. I enjoy.
Recently, I sent an email to someone with 5 green squares as subject line and did not reference them in the body of the email.
My name is 5 letters.
But I don't think they put that together. I think you needed to lead them there.
Okay. How?
That's a good question.
How funny. Today's Wordle. Okay, I'm listening.
What you have to do, though, is you have to get letters inside the green squares. So it requires some doctoring, That's
not going to happen.
Well, let me tell it anyway.
Okay.
So you have in green squares, JAN, then a gray square, then a green square with E in it.
Oh, that's the subject line?
That's the subject line. And then in the email, you say, what's missing? I am. All right, we got to take a break.
Wait, how do we get that?
We got to take a break.
I need a graphic designer.
We got to take a break. We'll be right back after these ads.
What is Green Chef? I'll tell you. It's a CCOF certified meal kit company. Green Chef makes eating well easy with plans to fit every lifestyle, whether you're keto, paleo, vegan, veg, gluten-free, or just looking for more balanced meals. Green Chef offers a range of recipes to suit your preferences. Look, meal kits are this thing where you sign up for a subscription and they send you a box of meals that are half prepped with recipe cards, and it's all what is it called when it's sent fresh, with freezer things and stuff like that and everything. It makes cooking easy so you can spend less time stressing and more time enjoying delicious home-cooked meals. Green Chef happens to be America's #1 meal kit for eating well, with dinners that work for you, not the other way around. And Green Chef's expert chefs curate every recipe or receipt if you're from Charleston, so you can enjoy nutritious restaurant quality dishes at home without compromising on taste, darling. All right, listen, here's the deal. I like to cook. I like to eat dinner. I like when someone else thinks of this stuff for me. Green Chef does it. It's fantastic if you lead a busy lifestyle, and I think we all do. So please go to greenchef.com/homekins130 and use code homekins130 to get $130 off plus free shipping. Okay? Go to greenchef.com/homekins130. Use code homekins130 to get $130 off plus free shipping. The #1 meal kit.
How does it feel? CBD. That was a little tribute to Bob Dylan, the singer-songwriter who is the guy. Feels, what is Feels? Let me tell you what it is. Feels is a better way to feel better. Intrigued? I bet you are, because you feel like garbage, like we all do. Our premium CBD, well, Feels is premium. It's not mine. Feels' premium CBD will keep your head clear and help you feel your best. CBD has been proven to greatly reduce anxiety, pain, and sleeplessness. Now, look, real talk, navigating the world of CBD can be complicated, like that movie. I'm sure I've referenced it before. Nancy Meyers. At Feels, they look to make the process as simple as possible so you can start feeling better sooner. Are you new to CBD? Yeah, you know me. Feels offers a free CBD hotline to help guide you through the discovery process. If you're a lawyer, that means something different. No CBD is right for you? Well, Feels' hassle-free membership program is guaranteed to help you feel your best month after month or your money back. It's that simple. Shipped directly to your doorstep in only a few days, Feels is the new, natural, healthy way to feel better. Let me tell you something. We got some Feels. They were kind enough to send us some. And it recently helped me out greatly. I was having a very stressful day. Janie reminded me, hey, we have that Feels. Do you want to try one of these mints to calm down? And I did. And it really helped me. I know, that was fun. It was great. I was so happy that I had that. It really helped me. I was having a really hard time. And it helped calm me down so I could see what I had to do, figure it out. It's really a good tool to have. All right. Now, here's the thing. Feels wants to get you involved. Join the Feels community to get Feels delivered to your door every month. You'll save money on every order, and you can pause or cancel anytime. Become a member and get 50% off your first order. Do that right now. There's no code or offer. What is it? I think it's Homekins. Is it Homekins? It says repeat this offer at least 3 times. Become a member and get 50% off your first order. That's all it says. Homekins. Try using our code Homekins at checkout. See what happens. I'm getting so stressed I need a Feels. Become a member and get 50% off your first order. Feels. Dicktown animated comedy. That's right. Dicktown, an animated comedy that is created by and stars John Hodgman and David Reese.
They're maybe the 2 funniest people we know.
They're our dear friends and amazing artists.
But they're you know what they are? They're high-class humorists.
Yes, they are. That's right. They're very smart, they're very funny, and very original. And let me tell you something. Their show, Dicktown, is all of those things as well. Dicktown Season 2 is running now at 10 p.m.
On Thursdays on FXX.
Thursdays on FXX. And if you can't watch it then, catch it streaming the next day on Hulu.
Guess what? Paul and I got to do voices this season, and my episode is up on Hulu right now.
Yes. Janie's on the same episode as Amy Mann, playing a hot air balloon
and
pilot.
I think Paget Brewster
and Amy Sedaris. I mean, that's a star-studded episode.
I think that Amy Mann was in the previous episodes because there's 2 episodes that drop every time.
Well, there you go.
But it was still pretty cool.
Watch them in the same block, and it feels like it's the same episode, but they took a break and had a completely different story.
Guys, do you like comedy? Do you like things that are kind of, it has like, it's the same producers and animators as Archer? Do you like if Scooby-Doo was like a middle-aged, I don't have the tag.
Now that's intriguing. Let me tell them
okay, yeah, you tell
exactly what Dicktown is. John Hunchman, played by John Hunchman, used to be the most famous former boy detective of Richardsville, North Carolina, Dicktown to the locals. But now he's pushing 40. Oh, John aged himself down a little bit. Living on a busted-up houseboat and barely making ends meet. David Purefoy is his former high school nemesis and high school bully. Wow, yes. Both.
David Reese.
Played by David Reese. And now who is from North Carolina, and now serves as his driver, hired muscle, and unlikely friend. In season 2, John and David confront bigger and stranger mysteries than ever, all while being hunted by a mysterious figure from their past. Theme song performed by Weird Al Yankovic. Here's some of the guests that are going to be on the show this season. In addition to Amy Sedaris, who we mentioned, and Janie Haddad-Tompkins and Amy Mann, John Early, Jamie Lee Curtis, Fortune Feimster, John Glazer, Mike Mitchell of the Doughboys, Jean Grey. Original songs composed by Michael Penn, as well as by John Flansburgh of They Might Be Giants. And guess what? I'm on it too. I
like this show. I think it's charming. I think it's also smart, but it's also whimsical. But also, I like. I was also informed that you can enjoy it like with your tweens and stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. It's not.
Little kids, they're not going to like it.
They might like it.
They might, but they don't get it. But listen, it's a really funny show. We're proud to be a part of it. Yes.
We're proud of both of those guys.
We're proud of our friends. It's true. So Dicktown, Thursdays on FXX or the next day on Hulu.
On Hulu.
Dicktown.
Dicktown's
all right. It's all right. It's all right. We're back.
We're back.
We did it. Now,
we did it.
Since the last time we did an episode
a month ago,
we went to the Magic Castle.
Oh, that's right.
We had a fun time.
Yes, we did. And we saw magic.
We did see a lot of magic.
Somehow in the last month, we've been doing more. Somehow we still haven't got COVID.
I don't know how it hasn't happened.
The numbers are low right now, but on the other hand, so what?
But here's the thing.
I don't get it.
We're not going out a ton. It just feels like more because we didn't go out for such a long time. Like we're homebodies, pretty much. So it's not like we're going out every weekend, Like we'll pass.
I've eaten in some restaurants. Like I've eaten in restaurants by myself twice this week. I go out alone a lot.
I know,
it's kind of my thing.
But there's mitigating factors in a lot of those places. I think being alone is also a mitigating factor.
Being open air and stuff, that, I guess.
But we'll pass weeks here not going anywhere.
True. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know.
It is. It is weird. But we have been able to have some fun. We did go to the Magic Castle. That was a blast. We were with somebody. Here's where these two things connect. So we were with somebody at the Magic Castle, one of our party, who was blown away by all the magic. We were
a party of 6. We were 3 couples.
It's like the show Party of 5, but
I will
one
say,
more.
Though, we had dinner there, and that was the best food I've ever had there.
Let me tell you something. That food has gotten so much better.
We spent so much money there that I really wish I'd booked that commercial for real.
It's an expensive fucking place.
By the way, you were like Chrissy Teigen over there.
No, come on.
He said, I'd like to order a bottle of wine and put it on a separate tab. And I was like, I see where this is going.
It was a fancy evening.
I see where this is going.
It was a fancy evening. We were with fancy people. I wasn't like rubbing people's faces in it. I'm not hosting a Squid Game party or anything.
That's a good point.
Thank you.
But I was a little like, okay, I better,
Just so people know, it was not a $12,000 bottle of wine.
Bring him the bacon.
Take it easy. We're not in the poorhouse because of that bottle
not
of wine.
Yet. Anyway, my point is this. We saw
get wine shamed on my own podcast.
I'm not wine shaming you. I thought it was funny to say you were like Chrissy Teigen because that was just a funny moment. Because I think at dinner I said, "Oh, Chrissy Teigen."
Yeah, look, if you have a good one, if you have a good one, you want to reuse it. I
said it at the dinner.
That's right.
I said, "Look at Chrissy Teigen over here."
But so here's what I'm saying is that we had somebody with us who was amazed by the magic, and like had an outsized reaction to it. That was, you could tell, was genuine.
Yes, it was very cute.
We had a fun time. Then I
liked this whole night that we had.
It was a great night. It was a fun group.
Can I say something insane that happened that night?
Sure.
Okay, so we go in and I'm like, y'all. Oh, I guess I was being kind of Chrissy Teigen because I was like, y'all, I'm gonna buy y'all around. What do you want? And Tanya was like, I'm gonna have an espresso martini. And I was like, what are you talking about?
Why would you do that?
I was like, excuse me, I'm sorry. This is like a thing. And she was like, oh yeah, like it's totally a thing. Like he'll know how to make it. And I'm like, okay, you know,
good luck to you.
I'm like, that's odd or whatever. And I was like, okay, you know, he'll have this, I'll have this. And an espresso martini for my friend. And he like, you know, like didn't bat an eyelash. And then I was like, okay, so tell me about this. Like, what is this espresso martini thing all about? And she was like, well, I forgot the guy's name. Kevin. She's like, well, this guy, Kevin, he turned me on to them. This guy, Kevin.
He's not this guy. He's our friend.
I don't know.
You don't know him.
I don't know.
He's our friend.
No, she's like, my friend, Kevin. She said, my friend Kevin turned me on to them. And they're the perfect first drink because they kind of give you a little like wake up, like a little wake up moment, you know, with the alcohol. Like, so you're sort of rejuvenated with alcohol. And I was like, okay.
This is the idea as she explained it that she heard from Kevin.
Correct.
This was her first time having this drink.
Well, now, I didn't hear that part.
I did hear that part because
I don't know about that.
She said she was never having one again.
What?
Yeah, she didn't enjoy it.
She probably was shielding me because I bought the round. And I wouldn't have cared if she didn't like it.
No, she's not shielding you. I'm saying she wouldn't be shielding you by saying, I drink these all the time.
Whatever. Anyway, I don't know why she said that because she drank it in like literally 2 seconds. Like I blinked and she drank it.
We have different memories of this because she did not finish it.
Okay. Oh, that's why she was ordering another drink. Yeah. I thought she was ordering a second drink because she had finished.
No.
Okay. All right. Whatever. My point is this, is that, so we're having this like extensive conversation about espresso martinis, that her friend Kevin had suggested. So we're sitting around this little, like literally 10 minutes later, fucking Kevin walks in. I'm not kidding, y'all. Fucking Kevin walks in with his group of 6 people or whatever the fuck.
And we were all blown away.
My mind.
We were blown away.
I was like, this can't be possible.
We said, oh my God, we were just talking about you because Tony ordered an espresso martini.
Like 5 seconds ago, like literally 5 fucking seconds ago, she fucking conjured your ass.
He said, I've already had 2.
He could have had 3 if he'd gotten there 2 minutes earlier because Tony was not finishing hers.
That was wild. And then we saw him again later. We were like cross paths again. I think we were at dinner and they walked past us. Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun coincidence. Now, honey,
that was crazy.
I just told this story on Freedom. Isn't that funny?
Are you joking?
I'm not joking.
The espresso martini thing?
Yeah. Because it was a fun coincidence. But I wanted to hear you tell it because it happened to you too.
Well, now I feel like shit for our listeners.
No.
Because you know people listen to Freedom and stayfhomekins.
Some people do, some people don't.
Well, now they never will listen to both because they know that everything. But
here's the thing: we have to get Tawny to tell the story. We have to get Kevin to tell the story on mic.
Okay,
we'll make that happen.
Okay.
I'm going to make that happen.
Okay.
I'm going to make it happen.
Make him send it on a voice memo on our iPhone. We'll just play it on the next.
Honey, that's a great idea.
I know. I got
That's
a lot of them.
idea.
I had a great idea today. Do you want to hear my $1 million idea?
Yes, but let me close the loop on my thing.
Okay.
So then at Varietopia this past Sunday, I had a magician on the show, David Kwong.
Yes.
Who is a magician and a New York Times crossword writer. Like he's a very interesting guy.
Maybe like a savant or something.
For sure. Oh, for sure.
His act was insane. Yeah. I was like, what?
But he was doing, and this is one of the great things about magicians, if you like magic at all, is that they like doing magic all the time. So he was doing backstage, he was doing card tricks for us.
Yeah.
Now, one of my old, from the old days, band members was Kimmy Gatewood. Who's a hilarious performer.
Great performer.
She plays the trombone.
She also does the directing now.
She's a director. Yeah. She's like directing all these
kind of
shows.
A badass.
But I didn't realize she was going to be on the show because we've tried to get her and she's never in town. She's always busy.
I know.
And so she asked Jordan, my musical director, Mr. Jordan Katz, keep me posted on the dates. And if I'm around, I would love to come play the show.
That's awesome.
And then as a surprise, she was there. Like I found out the day before that she was going to be on the show. She was losing her mind at the card tricks.
Oh, I didn't see the card tricks. Oh, that's so cool.
She was...
He was incredible.
He was great. He's so good. And I wonder...
mean, on stage. I didn't see the backstage.
I bet, like, as a magician, you must love that response.
That's like that's when comedians get laughs. That's the same thing.
But is it like somebody... Is it... Like, as a comedian, of course, you want somebody who's, like, losing their mind over your comedy. But is it somebody that is it like getting somebody who has a too distinctive laugh that is cutting through everything and being annoying?
Comedians not all comedians object to that, probably.
No, they do. I can guarantee you that they do. So what I'm saying is, does a magician, do they want that? Do they relish that response? Or is it like, okay, take it easy?
Well,
as an audience member, I love it. Like watching people like that watch magic is so fun.
It's so fun. I would think like it would be good because it probably brings the other people along in a weird way. Because like, imagine if you're just like a magician and people are just like staring blankly at your tricks.
Like
that
when we saw
suck.
Derek Delgadio's show.
We saw that in a theater though.
But here's the thing.
I thought it was insane.
I
could not
loved
believe
it. That crowd
my life
sucked. That crowd sucked.
I think the crowd...
It was wild. Like,
you were very attuned to the crowd, and I was not attuned to the crowd because I was like having this experience at his show that was next level. Like, I didn't understand what I was seeing.
I seriously wanted to
I did not understand what I was seeing.
I wanted to turn to those people and say, do you see this every day? Is this like... this is just a regular day
I think because he was playing a theater as opposed to like... He was playing like a hoity-toity theater.
There's no way that show would have run as long as it didn't have the success that it did if he was playing to dead crowds like that every time. I think we got a dud crowd.
They did not ruin my evening at all because I was having like...
Oh, honey, they didn't ruin my evening.
I was having like a weird spiritual experience at that show where I was like, I don't know what sorcery I've just seen, but... Also, like, because his show, and it's on Hulu, you can see it.
Yeah.
What is it called again?
In and of Itself.
In and of Itself. It's on Hulu. I think it's still on Hulu. I mean, I assume it is.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Yeah, you can stream it.
Yeah.
Well, and by the way, I was like, there's no way they could, like, stream this magic show and have it be as impactful, but it had sort of a memoir, like, element to it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, it kind of blew my mind. Anyway. Yeah. Oh. Do you want to hear the idea I came up with that was I decided could help things?
Okay. In it, like the world?
A little bit.
Okay, sure.
Well, okay. People are going to critique this because it deals with something that's problematic.
Oh boy.
Which is Amazon.
Yeah, okay.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
We all agree.
Yeah.
That Amazon
is too hard to pronounce. It takes too much time to say. Amazon. It's like when Scottish people say murder. You mean murder? I saved you some time.
I get it. It's fucked up. I get it. Sort of fucked up, but also it was a good idea. I can't lie.
Amazon?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, this is what's going to heal the world? You got to admit, Amazon is a good idea.
I had an idea for how to make Amazon less problematic.
Okay.
But it's really not, kind of, probably. So, like,
I'm very intrigued.
So I use Amazon sometimes, and they go on there, and it's like, oh, you've ordered 2 items. Would you care to bundle your items to reduce the amount of packaging? Would you? Because if they come on, say, Wednesday instead of in 5 minutes, they might come in one appropriate size box instead of 2 overly sized boxes. And I'll say, well, obviously I want a bundle. Like, I'm not a fucking monster.
I press the doy button.
The doy. I'm a whack-a-doo-doo-doo-doo. I'm a whack-a-doo-doo. Did I get it wrong? What is it? I'm a whack-a-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and because I was thinking this today because I was driving all over fucking Los Angeles. And there were like Prime trucks everywhere.
Yeah.
They're just everywhere.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, wouldn't it be good if when you're checking out, they were like, hey, we want to bundle your stuff on Wednesday. Most people in your zip code do it on Tuesday. Would you care to join your fellow zip codians? Because then there might be 527 fewer visits to your fucking street.
Honey, I'm so mad I didn't come up with Zipcodians.
We went to that Star Trek thing. That just made me think of that. Talk about our Star Trek.
Yes,
We've done a lot in a month, you guys.
We've done a lot in a month. We went to the
and we're not allowed to talk about current events because they're a downer.
We're allowed to talk about them, but who wants to?
We
talk about them. We talk about them off mic. Yeah.
Like we just want people to understand that we're not living in a fucking bubble. Like And
look, just because we haven't mentioned it doesn't mean we're not painfully aware.
Painfully aware. Everyone, there's a lot of suffering. Tell us about Star Trek.
We got invited to. Oh no! Now you turned me into the bad guy.
No, I didn't.
You Chrissy Teigen me again.
Fucking okay.
Everyone is suffering. Tell us about Star Trek.
No, because wait, but this whole thing. Talk about your new influencer, like.
Okay, so
because this is something I'm really behind.
Yes,
with Paul. I don't get it.
If you have a lot of followers on Instagram, social media, Twitter, whatever, these companies that are doing PR for movies, TV shows, whatever, you'll get an email that says, "Hey, would you like to receive this gift of the Crude's custom Nintendo Switch paddles?"
Well, like we got one for Belfast, and it was like, okay.
I want to walk you through the timeline.
Walk us through the timeline. Okay.
So I would say, yeah, sure. And it's like, we'd love it if you would post about it. I'm like, uh-huh. And then they send me the shit, and I'm like, I don't want this or whatever.
That was not one that you really wanted, but.
But then I realized I would see people I know, I'd see their stories or whatever on Instagram, and I was like, and sometimes I would see something that looked good, and I was like, oh, I got off the list because I didn't post about the shit.
You got to post about it if you get it.
I was blackballed for a while.
That's the deal. You got to post about it.
I know. So I got blackballed for a while. And then
I didn't even know about this.
I feel like Belfast was the return.
Belfast was
Belfast
awesome.
The PR people for Belfast were like, "Hey, we want to send you this box of stuff and a screen and a screener, a link to a screener of the movie,
right? If
you'll post about it." And I was like, "You know what? Yeah, let's check this out. I want to do this."
Well,
I'll play ball.
We wanted to see that film.
We wanted to see the movie. I heard it was good. Then it was good.
It was so good.
And I was like, great, I'll post about it. Since then, I've been getting more and more invitations to do
and
this.
I've been telling Paul he's like an influencer now. And so...
Which is not true.
It kind of, I don't know, that's like an influencer situation, in my opinion.
It's not really, because people that are, that's their job.
Well, like Busy Phillips, like she gets so much stuff.
She's like, absolutely.
And then she has to post like promoted.
And then there's people ahead of her, like above her.
That's true.
That's their whole thing.
Yeah. That's
like,
true.
Hey guys, it's me. I tried this new cleanser. It's the best.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that's all they fucking do.
Right.
So I got one for the new season of Picard, the Star Trek show.
Yeah.
Which I'm a fan of. I love that character. Love Patrick Stewart.
I mean, he's cool.
He's great. So season 2 is coming out. Like, hey, we're going to send you this box of stuff. I'm like, great. Absolutely. I'm going to post about this.
Yeah. It was cool.
Got the box of stuff. Thought that was it. First of all, I posted on the wrong day. I thought it was they said, tonight's the premiere.
Then they emailed you and they're like,
thanks for the early promotion.
They were like, thanks, Grandpa Paul.
No. Because other people posted earlier than I did.
That's true. Eugene Merman posted way early.
But he didn't say specifically, I'm going to watch this tonight like I did.
That's true.
So I thought that was over. Then we get an email saying, thanks for the promotion. We're inviting you to our 10 Forward pop-up event in downtown Los Angeles.
I know.
Now, here's the thing. Let me fill you in real quick. 10 Forward was the bar on the Starship Enterprise on Star Trek Next Generation. The bartender, of course, Whoopi Goldberg as Guinan. And I'm thinking, okay, we're going to go there and it's going to be like 10 Forward, the bar.
By the way, we like when you get these things, you have to be like, okay, you had to RSVP because, you know, like essentially it's like a wedding. Like if you don't go, I think they ask their next
of course.
people.
Yeah, they want to pack the place. And
and so like you can't.
Serve.
And then I was like, we're going to go, like, let's just go. And then of course the night comes around, which is classic us.
Yes.
We're like, I don't want to leave the house.
Is that tonight?
Exactly.
But you know what?
I'm so tired. Life is beating me up. I can't go to this thing.
The thing that honestly makes all the difference is taking a shower. It turns everything around.
But I was like, we have to go because they said there was food there and we don't have any food. We didn't have any dinner.
Some cool food truck food. Let's try it. There's going to be a swag bag.
Yeah. So I was like, we have to go.
Yeah,
we had to go. So we go.
Went. It does not look like 10 Forward, this futuristic bar in the Starship Enterprise. It's just an event space, but it's fine. But they had people dressed up in costume and everything.
I love those people.
They were in character.
So cute.
They were doing a great job. I love them.
They look so cute. And then the food was weird a little because it was like this group of young people.
Energetic young people.
That were doing like it was like little light bites. It was like a cheeseburger, but it was like a deconstructed cheeseburger that they used with like a welding, you know, it was like flash dance.
Everything was deconstructed in steampunk, but it was
and they
good.
did like the torchy.
Yeah.
Torture.
So it was like a whole show.
It tasted good, but then they made you like scream out stuff. And
yes,
I liked it, but I was like, there's no French fries. You can't serve the burger
Crucial
thing.
Mistake. No French fries, but still good.
Also, they might have French fries at their like brick and mortar store for all I know.
I thought they were a food truck. I thought that was the whole deal.
But they were inside. They didn't have their truck, and those people
they didn't have
were
their
inside.
truck, but that doesn't also mean that they have a brick and mortar store just because they were in a building this time.
Well, that's true.
But we did run into the hilarious Drew Droege.
Oh, yeah, thank God. We ran into, I was like, are we going to know anyone there?
Yeah.
And you were like, no. And I was like, you don't. I thought we might get to take a picture with Patrick Stewart, and you laughed in my face.
Oh, you would have to explain.
You were like, honey.
You would have to explain to Patrick Stewart what is a pop-up and also what is downtown LA.
Downtown LA is a fucking shit show to drive into.
Once you get into it, it's fine. But getting to it is the problem in Los Angeles.
I don't know. It is not a welcoming area of Los Angeles. Like, it's not a place you want to walk around.
Yeah, the design is weird because it's like...
Also, like, your phone doesn't work sometimes there. I don't... There's times I've, like, driven and it's like my GPS is just, like, spinning and I'm like, I don't know where I am. If I can't see the Hollywood sign, I'm fucked because that's north.
That's right.
I know that that's north.
That's our lodestar.
It is.
But yeah, downtown LA is the last bastion of the Wild West.
They really do want like downtown LA to be like San Francisco or New York, and it's just not ever gonna get there.
It's never quite gonna be like that, but it has come a long way. Like since I moved here in 1994, like it's really come a long way. And we've had great times down there, but it is challenging.
Oh, for sure. But like there's like really cool restaurants and like galleries and weird spaces, but it's not intuitive. Like,
no,
like
it's hard. Well, like when you're you're driving down there in directions, say, okay, now get across 6 lanes of traffic.
Yeah.
Because your exit is 4 feet away.
Yeah. I don't know about that. I'm still like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
But hey, honey, we'll go again.
Yeah, we'll go. But we had fun and we got a picture with the aliens that we put on ours.
Yes, you can check that out on Janie's Instagram.
What else did we do in the month?
What else did we do? Well, we Varietopia, which I mentioned, and also you can catch it. That will be archived. It'll be up online.
Yes, on
Vimeo, the thing. On my Vimeo page.
Varietopia went really well a week ago.
We experimented with doing 2 shows this time, which we'd never done before. We did an early and a later show.
So Paul's Vimeo page has all of the Varietopias that he started doing in September of 2021 until a week ago. That one's going up soon.
All of them are up except that one, which will be up soon, yes.
And you can stream them for like a nominal fee.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry they're not free or whatever, but like you have to pay you have to pay the musicians and stuff.
Yes,
and
exactly. It's an expensive show.
It's actually you don't make any money on it, but
we just made a profit finally on the video stuff, which was nice.
Oh,
so
really?
I can pay some people that I wasn't able to pay before.
So wait a minute. So the video stuff is finally catching on because I feel like that's been a little bit hard to get the word out about.
It wasn't that. It was that we were in the hole because the first video people we engaged, while good, were charging a lot of money. They
overcharged.
They were like charging more money than we made on the door. And that is a bad business model.
Yeah, because there's like 30 people in your fucking show.
Yeah.
I mean, like you can't leave them high and dry.
Yeah. Hey, folks, it's a big show.
Why should those video people make more? Whatever. That made me
This was my
mad.
feeling exactly. And why they're no longer the video people. So hopefully this new show is going to look good and it's going to be fine. We got a new guy who's very eager to do the show. Like he was excited to do the show.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about it. So I think
it's on your Vimeo page. You have a dedicated Vimeo page where you're going to start archiving your live performances and people can check them out.
Yes.
And definitely check out Dicktown. I guess we're like at the sort of, are we winding down?
We are kind of like at the wind down point.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, do recommendations?
There anything else that you wanted to talk about?
I mean, well, do you have any recommendations? Anything that you've read or watched or whatever? Listen to?
Okay. This is going to sound a little crazy, but I really enjoyed the miniseries Pam and Tommy on Hulu. And here's the funny thing about it. I wasn't like going to tell people I was into it because first of all, I didn't really follow that whole saga at the time because I was in grad school at the time and I wasn't like familiar with Metallica or Baywatch. I just like didn't really follow it. Like I knew about it. I had like a very loose awareness of it.
Yeah.
And then when they were like doing a mini series about it, I was kind of like, well, that's weird because I didn't know there was a story behind there. I didn't understand that there was kind of like a story.
Yeah.
And on top of that, like I heard the actual people it was about, Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee, maybe were not thrilled that they were being dramatized in this. But here's the thing. Like, I get that. First of all, this is a traumatic thing that happened to them because it was about like their sex tape being stolen and shared without their consent. But, this was not like one of those like cheesy not miniseries, like movies of the week, like a cheesy, like, you know, where they're like Mork and Mindy or what, you know. no shade on those because I watched all of that stuff.
Right.
But it was
where they dramatize like the backstage of the show,
drama, like the Late Show, or like Jay Leno hid in a closet or whatever. Like it wasn't like that. It had a lot more depth to it than I thought it was going to have. Mm-hmm. First of all, I thought the acting was amazing. And I also thought like it had something interesting to say about our culture as a whole. Mm-hmm. And I'm just sorry that the people it was about were not necessarily on board.
Yeah.
So that gave me mixed feelings going in.
Yeah.
That said, and these guys I listen to, these podcast guys, these TV guys, they're like concerned.
Oh, name the podcast. Have you talked about it on the show before?
I think so.
Yeah. What's it called again?
I think it's called The Watch.
Yeah, The Watch, yeah.
I love those guys, and they're like totally kind of dorky in a funny way.
And they just do TV, right? Do they do movies as well or just TV?
I don't know. I haven't listened to their whole thing. I only started listening to them recently because of Succession. Like they would talk about, they're TV writers. One's a TV critic, one's a TV writer. Mm-hmm. They're like from Philly, I think. Mm-hmm. The one guy's from Philly at least.
Yeah.
And so, like, I kind of got into their whole vibe. But the one guy, like, he pontificates about, like, sort of like the landscape of Hollywood a lot. Mm-hmm. And I appreciate that, actually, because I think it's a fun perspective of someone who's on the inside. And he's a little concerned about all of these, like, just, like, taking stories and, like, dramatizing them. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, like we're doing with, like, Elizabeth Holmes and, you know, the fucking Tiger King or whatever, you know, and I get it. However, I will say the Pam and Tommy one, and I'm not really sure where they fell on it. I have to catch up on their podcast, was like whoever was behind the storytelling of it, I feel like they definitely attacked it with a real point of view. I feel like I'm defending this miniseries. Maybe you'll hate it. But it kind of made, and my friend Nicole, like she tweeted about it today and she's like, I know they didn't like it, but it made me like them a lot more.
Absolutely.
It made me like Pam and Tommy, and I didn't know much about them. And I was like, it did kind of like humanize them.
For sure.
In a interesting way.
Yeah. I absolutely was.
They were they were portrayed as very complicated people.
Yes. I was not going to watch this thing because I heard
I know.
Oh, his dick talks to him. And I was like, oh yeah, that's exactly.
Wait, I will say this. When I saw that episode, because I saw it before you checked in, before I brought you into the fold.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Paul won't like this. Paul's not going to like this.
When did I start watching it? Like
I think it was like the third or fourth because I was like, listen, I don't know. And like, I have this Seth Rogen thing now. I read his memoir this year. I knew nothing about Seth Rogen, and now I'm like on his maybe like a card carrying member of his fan club.
He did a great job. And I was absolutely not going to watch this. And when I watched the first episode that I saw, it was just kind of
You were not going to watch it. Or I was like, I'm going to watch this, and you were doing something else.
Yes.
And I said, do you mind if I watch Pam and Tommy? And you're like, I don't care. I'm doing something else.
Yeah. And then it
was like really well done.
It absolutely gradually drew me in to the point where I was looking forward to watching it by the last couple episodes.
Oh, I see. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I just happened to be like, there's another Pam and Tommy and I have to see it. It won't come on until this time.
I agree with you about the acting, and I thought they did a great job. I thought they really did the whole production did a great job of reminding you this was a moment in their lives that
was painful.
It was painful. It was like this. Somebody took a private thing and put it all over the place, and they had to fucking deal with it over and over and over again, and how terrible that would be.
And they were just trying to kind of like live their lives.
Yeah.
And they were kind of like these wild, outrageous personalities in this way that was very accessible to the world. Mm-hmm. Like in a way you're like watching them and you're kind of like, I mean, I don't know because I wasn't fans of these entertainers.
Yeah.
Cause it's just based on the timing or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah.
But like how they were portrayed in this series, that they were sort of these like open book kind of, I don't know if like, innocent is the right word, guileless or something. Like there's something like about them where they were just sort of like unapologetically who they were. At a time where like the culture wasn't going to allow that there was like a backlash to that or something.
Well, I think it was that. I think we've been forced in the intervening time. A lot of people have been forced to examine their humanity and to be more empathetic than they were before. Because I remember, look, like shit like that back then. I was in comedy at that time when that was happening and lived in Los Angeles. People joked about it.
They were punchlines. They were like fair game.
Yeah.
And
it never occurred to me to stop and think, oh, these people are human beings and this private moment has been stolen from them and people are mocking them. I'm one of them. Like it didn't occur to me, you know? And yeah, I thought it was really well done. I want to recommend a couple. Well, go ahead.
I was just sort of like in awe that you could take something that felt a little like derivative or something and still have something to say. I think that like even the most rudimentary idea can be worthwhile if you mine it for depth and
what is the human connection?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And I thought they did a great job.
I loved it.
I want to recommend a couple podcasts. First of all, 3-minute review.
I was wondering if you were going to recommend this, and these are our friends, and I'm curious if they're okay with us recommending it in a weird way.
They better be.
They only have like 3 listeners. I think
they have more than 3 listeners.
I know, but that's sort of what their vibe
well,
is.
we had our friends Mike and Catherine over for dinner one night.
Oh my God. They're very good friends of ours, by the way.
Pretty much at the end of the
night. Catherine's like one of my best friends.
Absolutely. They revealed to us at the end of the night that they have been doing a podcast together.
For like a while now.
For years. For a few years.
They do a 3-minute.
Mike started in 2019. And then Catherine joined.
They do it every day. It's a 3-minute. It's a 3-minute
podcast called 3-minute review.
Also, by the way, these 2 people are like maybe 2 of the smartest people I've ever met in my life.
They're wonderful.
I don't know what else to say about them. Yeah. It's called 3-minute review, and it's Mike and Catherine, and they live nearby us. And
it's a daily podcast, 3 minutes a day.
They're gonna die that they're on our podcast right now.
I love the idea that there will be a spike in subscriptions.
I honestly think that they like that no one listens to it, but on the other hand,
guess what? That's over.
But the whole vibe of the podcast is that no one is listening to it.
Yeah,
like it really is just like
it's very unself-conscious.
It's but that's how they are. I mean, they would disagree with that, but they are they are. I know. I mean,
another podcast to recommend is the Dr. Sex Reese Show.
Oh my God!
Which is my friend Joe Randazzo started this podcast. He plays a sex therapist who's never had sex, and I got to guest on an episode of it.
Did you really?
It was so much fun.
I can't wait to hear that.
It's really, I just listened to it and I'm listening to the other episodes now. It's really funny. The whole show is really funny. Joe is really funny. One of the funniest guys I've ever known. The Dr. Sex Reese Show, Reese. And the last one is a show called Let's Make a Sci-Fi, which is it's 2 people that I know and a third person, comedy people in Vancouver, Ryan Beal, sorry, I'm trying to read and talk at the same time. Ryan Beal, Maddie Kelly, and Mark Chavez. I know Ryan and Mark from the Sunday Service.
Cool.
The great improv troupe in Vancouver.
God, they're so funny.
And Maddie Kelly's a hilarious comedian. And they're the idea of the show is they are 3 comedy people who want to make an earnest sci-fi property. They want to tell an earnest sci-fi story.
Okay.
And so it's them pitching ideas to each other. Then they talk to sci-fi experts, writers, stuff like that.
So there's like actual genuine sci-fi. It's a double cuckoo.
Again, a double cuckoo.
It's a double fucking cuckoo.
Yeah. They're sci-fi fans and they want to make like a real sci-fi thing.
Okay.
That's not a comedy. But they're comedy people. So they're like trying to figure out how to do this.
Yeah.
And they're only a few episodes in. It's really enjoyable. I like creative process type things like this. Yeah, it's really fun.
I love creative process stories.
You might like this, even though you're not a sci-fi person. You might like this.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I may check it out.
You should check it out. But obviously,
might interrupt my daily news junkie obsession.
You got to take a break.
I got to take a break,
you
guys. I'm a little bit.
You got to take a break.
I'm a little bit overwhelmed.
A little bit, yeah.
We all are.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
To escape.
You gotta. It's good to be informed, but the arts are there for a reason.
I cannot believe how many podcasts are out there.
It's a lot.
Who is covering this? Remember TV Guide?
I do.
And it would come out like every week.
Absolutely.
Why is there not like a TV Guide for a podcast, or is there?
Well, TV Guide also, we're remembering it from a time when there was barely any TV.
Well, that's a good point.
And some people are reviewing podcasts, but there's no it would be insane to create a guide.
The only way that I find podcasts is word of mouth. Like people shoot me a little DM and they'll be like, oh my gosh, have you heard this? Or they'll tweet at me.
That's what we're trying to do now.
I agree, but I love everybody.
I love everybody.
I love you.
I love
everybody.
All right.
Was there anything else?
Not that I could think of.
Because we have another month.
If you're going to be in the Los Angeles area on May 29th, Memorial Day weekend, Varietopia returns to Lodge Room. We're doing 2 shows, 5:30 and 8:30 p.m.
Which is a Sunday night.
Fun. 5:30. You go to see the show. Have dinner afterwards. Yeah. You know what I mean? Talk about the show. It's fun.
Yeah.
Have dinner first, then go to the show.
Yeah.
This is a win-win.
You could do either.
There's a restaurant in the venue you can go to. Checker Hall.
I actually had their fried sandwich, their fried fish sandwich. That shit was fucking off the hook.
There you go. But go to paulftompkins.com/live and you'll see my live dates and links to my archives. Folks, this was it. It was great to visit with you again.
We're back once a month.
We're going to see you next month. And until then, stay safe. Stay sane and stay...
I fucked it up.
What did you say?
I said safe second time.
You said stay safe, stay safe? Let's do this 3 stay safes. Stay safe, stay safe, and stay safe.